Lord have mercy, ladies and gentlemen. We done had Dukes of Hazzard at the White House, folks. Oh my Lord. What a wild weekend it was. Somebody called Michelle Obama out of her name. We're going to discuss that. I know Michelle Obama said when they go low, we supposed to go high. But somebody got to get down there and get under that underbelly and start shredding. And I think I'm going to have to do that on behalf of the Obamas. Trump came up with a deal with Iran that is worse than the deal Obama had in place. We're going to discuss that. I may be having a special guest come on the show, and we'll talk to her about what she's doing. And folks, I think I'm going to do Volume 1 mixtape, the best Black female progressives that you can find on social media. No special order. All that and so much more, ladies and gentlemen. We get kicked off. Welcome to the show. Right now.
I'm up early for the dealers come out. Everybody is outside till the killers come out. You ain't eating, you just act full. I'm impactful. Dozen funerals in a month. I got that pull. I will give it to niggas in all rap forms. Ignatius out right now on all platforms.
That's right. You are in the building with the all-knowing, all-loving, all-feeling, all-seeing, all-powerful, all DEI, all woke, all acceptor and lover of the LGBTQ plus community. Just damn all everything, sexy as hell host. That's me, Lamont Tyson, in this building. This is your first time finding me. Please subscribe. If you found me from the dozens and dozens and dozens of shorts I post each and every day, be sure to subscribe to the individuals whose shorts I post. Their links is always in the video description. And those people are going to be the folks you start seeing on my Monday night live with a guest. Those are going to be some of my guests. They do a great job of trying to help protect democracy. And I just want to be a part of the machine that helps get their voices out there. So, folks, without delay, let's go ahead and get on into this, man. Lord have mercy. Trump had his 250th celebration to the nation and his 80th birthday this weekend with UFC on the lawn. Mind you, if Barack Obama would have had decided to have the NBA finals on the fucking lawn of the White House, there wouldn't be a white person that owns a gun left to try to have him hung out in Mississippi and burned to a cross. It wouldn't be. Let's just keep this thing real. But for some reason, those snooty, uppy, ladies and gentlemen, hold on a second, Before I finish my little soliloquy, and it was going to be a doozy, a special guest has decided to join us. A special guest that MAGA men are going to hate. Because let's just keep this thing real. They hate educated women. We just seen one call Michelle Obama a man. And I'll talk to him about his issues in a minute. But we have one here who's educated, does her own thing, doesn't need a man. A man is something that is a commodity in her life. Ladies and gentlemen, coming to my stage, Tabitha Inspired. What's going on, Tabs?
Hey, how's it going? Can you hear me okay?
Yes, we can hear you. We can see you. How are things going with you today?
You know, another day in Trump's America.
Golly. Ladies and gentlemen, I always keep a mixtape of the special guests I have on the show, and Tabitha Inspired is no different. Her link is in the description. You can find her on IG at Tabitha Inspired. She not only engages with the politicians, but she holds their feet to the fire. She gets in their face and she asks them the tough questions. If you want to see that, take a look at this.
You're a hard worker.
I am a hard worker. I have friends right now that are at Delaney Hall, and I'm sure you see what's going on there. There's a lot of human rights violations, and my question is, like, what is going on with oversight at these concentration camps? They're concentration camps.
They really are like the internment camps we had with the Japanese. Look, I went to the California City Detention Center. Some of the detainees had rocks in their food. One of the men had blood in his urine, didn't have a treatment. I met with 60 of them in a room without any law enforcement, so they're obviously not criminals or dangerous, but it is a stain on our conscience. We need more members of Congress actually going into these facilities. We need oversight in demanding the abolition of ICE and a new enforcement agency. And I've been one of the few Democrats who's spoken very clearly. I voted against Lake and Riley. I've called for the abolition of ICE. I've said we need a new immigration department under justice. I've said not another dollar to ICE. And we need that kind of moral clarity. That's what I spoke about in my speech, that there are two ways the party could go, either looking for kind of the moderate centrist or leading with conviction. I believe this party should lead with conviction.
I agree, and I follow.
Ladies and gentlemen, the person that interviewed that man is sitting right here on this stage with me. Tabitha Inspired. Talk to us about what it's been like in your city dealing with MAGA, ICE, the bull job, the minutia. Is anything giving you inspiration currently?
I will say yes. Okay. I am going to start out with on a positive note here because we do see a lot of negative, right? We're seeing what's happening in South Carolina. I don't know if you saw what just happened in the primaries here in South Carolina, but when I tell you my picker was picking every candidate that I was hoping would win the primary, won the primary. And I do think that South Carolina has a chance to flip this state. I think people are sick of the politics as usual. We do still have our hateful racists, you know what I mean? Like MAGA's gonna MAGA and they're never going to change. But I think a lot of these voters who don't actively participate in the electoral process are starting to wake up and see like how bad things can really get if you let them.
100%, ladies and gentlemen. And if you want more, her link is in the video description. Tabitha Inspired. She's allowed me to invade her spaces every now and then to get some ideas and some insight. And when you follow her on social media, it'll definitely be a blessing and an inspiration to your day. Now, that's as nice as I'm going to let her be, folks. I'm about to let her off the chain. I'm about to get turned up. We is about to go in on some MAGA today. We done gave y'all the nice part of this live stream. Now it's time for the fuckboy part of the live stream because we got a lot of them to discuss. Tabitha, if I may, can we talk about this UFC shit? Can we?
Man.
Before we launch into it, Tabitha, let me show you a little bit of what happened. You already know what happened, but let's just kind of give fans that might have had a long day, didn't get a chance to see social media, let's give them a little bit of a recapping of some of the things that went on at UFC. It won't be long, folks, I promise.
Lastly, Michelle Obama is a man. Am I right, America?
If the UFC said this about Donald Trump, Republicans would have canceled the UFC immediately. Maybe it's time we cancel the UFC.
Tabitha, I did the hard homework that most people, especially women, didn't want to do on that guy. His last name is Hockett or some shit like that. And it's fitting his name is Hockett because let me pull his picture up real quick. Let me show you this before. This is what he looks like, ladies and gentlemen. This is supposed to be MAGA's definition of a man's, ladies and gentlemen. This is your man's man. And his last name is Hockett. Tabitha, he looks like a fucking Hockett. He looks like the stuff that you cough up out of your lungs. I had a crass joke I was going to say about his mama because it would only be fitting. He talked about Michelle Obama. She's somebody's mama, but I said, I'm going to pump the brakes today. I ain't going to hit him that hard. But
I think I know what the crass joke was.
Folks, just imagine. Some of y'all been following me from day one, so you know where my brain can go. But I'm not going to go as low as I want to go. I'm going to go medium low today. But this same guy, his history is he has been just bashing Black people, LGBTQ plus, in particular transgender, at his fights. He's a former football player, former wrestler. He's probably got a whole lot of CTE shit going on. And for you to be trying to offend someone else, bruh, can you look your fucking age? Dude is 28, looking like he's 58, and got the audacity to sit up here and call Michelle Obama a man, Tabitha. That's what he did.
28 just threw me. Did you just say 28? That's like lying Caroline Levitt. I swear hate makes you age like spoiled milk. It does, because these people look great. In their 20s, are you kidding me?
I can't make this up. Dude is 28 going on 68. And for him to have jokes about America's favorite first lady, and that is no conjecture. That is no innuendo. It is statistically proven to this day she's still highly favorable against anybody you put next to her. Why don't you start throwing thrones at your own damn party? First of all, let's take a look at these ugly bitches in the Republic. Oh, I'm sorry, Tabitha, my bad.
We're calling them bitches because we don't know their names individually. No, they are some ugly bitches. It's okay.
Okay, so like this is Skeletor from He-Man, ladies and gentlemen, otherwise known as Kellyanne Conway. All right, you really think Michelle Obama looked like a man? Well, what the hell you think this spider monkey looked like? Okay, that's number one. Let's go down number two, Tabitha.
Ooh.
This woman got so much plastic surgery, it looked like she robbed Rubbermaid, ladies and gentlemen. But yet y'all want to keep talking about Michelle Obama and calling her a man. We've been hearing that for 10 years. Last but not least, I got to get this one. This is Spider Monkey number 2. She done went and robbed Ozempic, so now she looks like a pencil with a big head. Mrs. Huckabee Sanders, my brother, if you're going to throw up, if you're going to hock it up, as your name calls it, like you did in the night when you weighed in from being so drunk, pick on somebody your own size, okay? And Tabitha, I'm going to give you the floor, but after that, I'm going to tell you why I think he's got so much jokes on transgenders, and I think you know why.
I think I know why, too. First of all, I'm surprised you didn't have Miss Jigsaw herself, Laura Loomer's picture up there, because that is one of the scariest looking women I have ever seen in my life. I mean, like, let's be so honest. Let's be honest.
I tried to forget her name because I was doing videos with her and Jigsaw side by side for so long. I had to just stop doing it. And she looked like she robbed Rubbermaid too, Tabitha. She robbed Rubbermaid too.
And not just that. Okay, so the man that comes out talking on America's First Lady is the same man that the night before came stumbling out at weigh-in, vomiting all over himself. I mean, what are you even talking about? The classlessness of the White House yesterday should be an embarrassment to every single American. We look like the trailer park of the world. This is how the world sees us, and I don't think people are taking it seriously. Like, how embarrassing is that? A motocross event? Next, we're going to have monster trucks rolling over cars or something. It's the wildest thing I've ever seen in my life. And then he's selling meme coins.
Tabitha, I said this was the riot on our Capitol part 2. That's what this shit was. This was riot on the Capitol part 2. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Are you kidding me? Then they was fighting, Tabitha. It was a little fight. And all I know is I didn't see the police roll up anytime soon. There had been folks that looked like me. I don't think I would have been able to get a punch off. You know, I mean, this was an invasion of the Capitol. It looks horrible. It's tacky. It's trailer park trash. It's hood. It's ghetto. It's whatever term you want to call it for defacing the office of the White House. I mean, the office of presidency, defacing the White House. There are slaves rolling over in their grave right now looking at this shit like, how can you let this man call the first lady a woman?
Looking like he wants to be Hulk Hogan, like that. What is that? Oh my gosh.
Well, I mean, let's get a little bit more in depth, folks. I got some more videos for y'all. Before we finish bashing him, we're not done with him yet. Oh no, Michelle Obama, if you're watching this, we're going to get him for you. Because we know you and Barack have too much class to deal with this. Not me, okay?
I'll take him to the gutter. No, we don't go high over here. They go low. No. We're rolling around in the gutter.
Yes, we're going under the belly of the snake trying to slice that bitch the fuck up. So people have been telling me, oh, Lamont, Tabitha, they've been saying, Lamont, do you know that Trump, when he said that, he gave him the middle finger? I was like, and what is that supposed to mean? Like, if Trump really wanted to do something, Tabitha, he could have done this that he did to somebody who opened his mouth with facts to speak against Israel. Take a look at this.
Yo, I cannot believe that, bro.
How the fuck y'all gonna lock up the middleweight champion?
I'm pretty sure I didn't break them all. I'm pretty sure. But I'm about to go to jail.
Tabitha, that man spoke out against Israel, injustice, how we're just getting screwed in the butt with an ugly stick about Israel, and Trump had him thrown out. If Trump really cared about what that man said after winning that UFC fight, Mr. Hockett, he could have thrown him out too, but he didn't. Floor is yours, Tabitha.
Yeah, and they knew who Hockett was. You know what I mean? Like, because he's made racist, like you said, homophobic comments before. But the gentleman that you just showed, I don't remember his name. I don't like UFC. I think it's kind of weird that these men want to tussle with each other on the ground, but that's neither here nor there. But the man that was speaking out against Israel, he's not some like gem of a human being, right? Like let's be real. He is a Trump supporter, was a Trump supporter, was a MAGA. So this is what happens in the MAGA sphere, right? If you disagree with him on anything, you're out. You're out. You're right. So if he did disagree with what Hockey or whatever his name is said, Hawk, he would have kicked him out. He would have kicked him out.
Would have kicked him out.
No
but he
doubt.
didn't.
No doubt.
But the problem is Michelle Obama and the Obamas, they occupy so much space in MAGA's head because they're threatened by what they represent. They want to be them. They want the love and the adulation of what they present. But here's a problem with Republicans, Tabitha, and you know this all too well like I do. The issue with MAGA males, they project, they obfuscate, and they love to put rules in place so that me and you can't do what they want to do behind closed doors, which brings me back to Hock It Up, as if the daddy skeeted in his mama's mouth and she gave birth to him through the mouth and not the regular way. Excuse me, I didn't mean to do that. I'm sorry. I don't. Y'all got
10 out of 10, honestly. Like
y'all got to bear with me today because I can't stand these folks coming for our women. Okay, our progressive women are the best women on planet Earth. But the problem is, and I'll back this up, Tabitha, men like him, instead of just coming out and say, I like transgender men that dress up like Michelle Obama, you got to act like fucking kindergartners. When we like girls as kindergartners as boys, we go punch them in the face and say we like them. So instead of just coming out the fucking closet, dude, and just being you can't do that. You got to insult someone because of your own damn insecurity. Tabitha, speak to me, and then I'm going to support this with some more facts.
Yeah, Lamont, I think you are spot on. I think, there's a whole Grinder files. There's so many closeted Republican men. That's why they do try to take away rights from the LGBTQIA community. I mean, look at Lindsey Graham. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of these MAGA men. That's why Grinder crashes. Did Grinder crash in DC last night? I haven't checked. I wonder if Grinder crashed because these men are gay and it is okay to be gay. We love you. We love the LGBT. We are accepting. We just want you to be you. Just be who you are, love who you are, and stop making it hard for everybody else, right? Like that's it. If these MAGA men would just accept who they are, the world would be a much better place.
But they can't because they're afraid to do that.
They're afraid.
They are afraid. And as Tabitha said, each and every time MAGA has a crowd of people that gather, like they say with Jesus Christ, whenever two or more are gathered in my name, I'll be in the midst. Well, whenever you got two or more of MAGA gathered in a crowd, folks, Grinder is going to be in the midst. You don't believe me? Here's a video about it because we come with receipts.
The Republican Party is filled with healthy men who have what they would call a healthy sexual appetite. That's why last year's Republican convention in Milwaukee was called the Grinder Super Bowl. It was the Grinder Super Bowl. That was what they called it after the gay dating app Grinder crashed from all the Republican tourists in Wisconsin suddenly trying to hook up. Some say the app enjoys a 66% spike in whatever city Republicans are holding their convention. Grindr's CEO, George Ariso, during an interview in July with Unheard, confirmed there was a significant spike in usage in and around the Milwaukee area during last year's Republican convention, but he denied the servers crashed. Well, someone's in denial. Speaking of denial, it's been reported, however not verified, it's been reported that Ariso, the CEO of Grindr, the gay dating app, has donated to Lindsey Graham's campaign. It's been reported, but I have not been able to confirm this.
Well, Tabitha, you know all too well about South Carolina and Republican men that just refuse to come out the closet, even though everybody knows. I think that's exactly what we're dealing with this 28-year-old right here. What say you, Tabitha Inspired?
Yeah, 100. That's what it is. He is in the closet and he wants somebody that looks like Michelle Obama so bad to do some things to him that I'm not going to say live on YouTube. But y'all are picking what I'm putting down. You know what I mean?
I'm picking it up because they love to be dominated, and I'll leave it at that. That's all he wants. So LGBTQ community, any one of y'all that was around DC, y'all got some of my contact information. Let me know, did Grindr get shut down or what happened? But at the end of the day, we know Michelle and Barack wouldn't speak on such low lives. And Tabitha, I got a video that a person running for office made today to just kind of speak about what he feel like Michelle is and what she represents and why MAGA hates her so bad. So take a look at this and we'll wrap up trailer park trash on the front of the lawn of the White House.
Yesterday, after the White House UFC event, Josh Hokett beat Derek Lewis, grabbed a microphone, and decided his big contribution to American political discourse was saying Michelle Obama is a man. And I know what MAGA wanted. They wanted black folks mad. They wanted clips. They wanted outrage. They wanted somebody to lose composure so they could point and say, see? But no, you are not getting that because Chud the Builder already spent them chips. The outrage account is closed. That card declined years ago, and y'all keep swiping it like the machine is broken. You cannot shock black people with a joke you have been telling for almost 10 years. At this point, it does not offend us. It just makes you look weird. Michelle Obama has not been first lady since January 2017. Almost a decade. That woman is somewhere living her best life, opening libraries, selling books, talking about relationships, minding her black woman business. And somehow, y'all are still gathered around a government-sponsored backyard brawl talking about her body. That is not politics. That is a condition. And notice something. Black people do not spend all day talking about Melania Trump. Not because we do not have material. Please. We could talk about who she married. We could talk about internet rumors. We could make a whole documentary called The Greatest Come Up in Human History. We could spend 2 hours debating whether somebody was a 304 before they got famous. But we do not, because we do not care. Our feelings toward Melania are mostly indifference, with a little bit of blink twice, sis, if everything is okay. But Michelle Obama, y'all cannot leave that black woman alone. And that tells us everything. This was never about comedy, never about biology, never about truth. It is about black joy. Some people cannot stand seeing a black woman admired, loved, respected, protected, successful, moisturized, booked, busy, and completely unbothered. So officially, from us to you, we do not care. We know Michelle Obama is not a man. She is about as black woman can get. And honestly, most of us think y'all look ridiculous. Gas is over $4 nationally. People are dealing with rent, groceries, inflation, tariffs, and wars this country did not need. And y'all are throwing a cage fight on the White House lawn while talking about Michelle Obama. That is not strength. That is MAGA flailing with Brazilian jiu-jitsu while the country is asking where the rent money went. We could be cruel. We could be petty. We could spend all day gossiping about politicians and their families. But most days, we choose sense. Because unlike y'all, we actually have a country to worry about. So no, black folks are not outraged. We are bored. And we are laughing at how hard y'all are trying to be offensive with material that expired years ago. If you are feeling my content, like, subscribe, and share. And if you want to contribute to the work, Cash App, $Marcus Farrell 20.
Link in the description, folks. But I'm telling y'all, I'm sorry. I had time today. Fuck that. Look, this is the beautiful Michelle Obama. And I get beauty is subject to the beholder. But ladies and gentlemen, let's keep this thing real. I said in the beginning, most subjects behold this woman as the best first lady in the history of this nation. The only people that behold her as looking at a man is people that want someone from the LGBTQ plus community to dress up like her and whip their ass. You get last dips on this, Tabitha, and then we'll move on.
Yeah, it's either that or he wants her to want him so bad. But like to the point of that video, I think that we have a huge issue with I don't know if I can say this, you know, I'm used to talking on TikTok, but I'm going to speak freely, and I'm sorry if I
Yeah, go for it.
okay. we have an issue with white people policing black bodies, and that's on a regular basis, right? And it's in every aspect. And I know that we're being silly and we're talking about what happened with Michelle Obama, but y'all are so worried about what this woman is doing in her real life every single day. She is mothering, she is opening libraries, she is making change, she is living her life. Leave her alone. White people, leave black people alone. It is not your job to see if they live in the apartment complex. It's not your job. It's not your job, okay? It's not your job to worry about what genitalia somebody has. I mean, like, I don't understand the obsession that white MAGA men especially have with her in general. You know, it's I will never understand it. And in policing black bodies on a regular basis. It's weird behavior.
Now, Tabitha, you can speak freely on this channel. Like, we're past the point of you got to withhold anything. This is not like TikTok. Up here, this is why you don't see me on TikTok much, because I have more liberties I can take here than I can there. So you can speak as free. This is a place where this is a safe space for you, my friend. You can speak however the hell you want.
I be getting violations on TikTok.
No, you're not going to get violated here. I promise you that. In closing on Josh, hock it up, folks. The issue with him is he just want to come out. Does this look like a man who is concerned about a woman? No. This looks like a man who is concerned about getting in the panty drawers of another man. And folks, y'all let us know what you think. Post your comments down below. Again, this is the big homie Tabitha Inspired. You can find her on TikTok. That's her link. You get great intelligence. You get great conversation, and then you get something good to look at. I know MAGA men ain't going to like that because they don't really like women, Tabitha, but, you know, you might get one or two to come hate watch you a little something, which will help your numbers either way you look at it. So she will accept y'all there too. Now, just don't be trying to DM this woman now, okay? Like, I just got to stop it. Stop it.
Stop it.
Y'all stop it. Like, stop it. Stop. If you hate progressive women, don't DM her. Like, stop it.
You're not gonna like me. I'm loud.
And proud. Highly educated. Can do her. She don't really need a man as a compliment. And y'all don't like women who a man is a compliment. Y'all want women to be dependent. But I digress. Let me stay on mission. I can rant all day. But we got more rants to go with your president, Tab. I'm gonna give him to you when he act like this. I'm gonna give him to you.
No. You could. He's not my president.
Tell him you're like, fuck that. Don't give
that. I don't want him.
Golly. Okay. All right, folks. I'm back. Obviously, y'all can tell me and Tabitha we have a friendship, and she be killing me. I be trying to keep a straight face, but she's got jokes for real. Tabitha, we got an Iran deal done. We think. And isn't it ironic that this deal happens on the same weekend he's celebrating his birthday? I smell a rat here, ladies and gentlemen. It's rather fishy to me. And it's not been ratified or signed yet. It's supposed to be signed this week. But all the initial sayings about it, Tabitha, aren't that good. And let me give you a quick little update on it with this video.
So Donald Trump just announced a peace deal with Iran to end the war has been struck, but there seems to be major problems with it. He just said moments ago, the deal with Iran is now complete. Congratulations to all. I hereby fully authorize the toll-free opening of the Strait of Hormuz and simultaneously herewith authorize the immediate removal of the United States naval blockade. Ships of the world, start your engines, let it flow, yada yada. But here's the problem as I see it. The Prime Minister of Pakistan announced that this deal has been reached. Both sides agree. But in the statement, he said these pre-implementation discussions will lay the foundation for the technical talks and the official signing ceremony. So does that mean that things aren't final yet and they have concepts of a deal? And we're also learning, according to Iran state media, that Iran and Oman will regulate maritime traffic in the waters of the Persian Gulf, meaning that they have more control now than they did before the war. So we're still learning more about this deal, if there even is one to begin with. It kind of sounds like there's concepts of a deal, but so far, not great.
When you hear that, Tabitha, and I'll give you the setup here. We went to war to support a country committing genocide, gave them money. to go after a country that we were supposed to just be able to just mollywop. A 90s reference, people. If you don't know it, look it up. And they have stretched this thing out damn near close to a year. A small country that doesn't have nukes, fighting basically two countries. And while we're saying that a deal has been reached, Tabitha, I think what the important thing is, this was smoke and mirrors to push the Epstein files away, because folks, make no mistake, the Epstein files is a global thing. It's not just a United States thing. Netanyahu, Putin, and other global actors are involved in this and don't want to see anything come out of there or justice. So you got that component. Barack Obama had a deal in place, Tabitha, and now we're remixing that Barack Obama deal. And I'll play a video with the data in a second. That's worse than what we had in the beginning. Not to mention the people whose lives here at home have been affected by inflation, by price of goods going up, by gas, by all the things that deal with the trade and the commerce we have coming from the Strait of Hormuz. With that backdrop, Tabitha, what are you thinking that we've gotten a deal now or a potential deal? How does it make you feel?
Yeah, I don't think that we have a deal. I don't think we have a deal at all. I mean, honestly, until it's executed and I see Israel stop bombing Lebanon and Beirut and doing what they're doing, like, how are you going to say that we have a peace deal that's about, thank you for your attention to this matter. Like, how are you going to say that you have a peace deal that's about to be signed, right? In the same moments that Israel is dropping bombs on Beirut. At the same time, Israel's dropping bombs on Lebanon, if they're supposed to be part of this peace deal. It doesn't seem to me like that is a peace deal, right? And the man can't stand Obama so much, he had to get rid of the nuclear deal that he had in place, which was fine, right? It was there. It was good. They weren't building nukes, right? Just to make a deal that's so much worse, gives Iran so much more control. If that's what you were trying to avoid, they have so much more control. Plus, we're giving them what, 300 billion on top of that. Am I right in reading that? On top of the assets that they're unfreezing, you know, which is fine. They should unfreeze their assets. And what I don't understand is if we got rid of their nukes, what was that, last year when we went in and did the illegal strike and it was all everything was wiped out, and then we all of a sudden go back in, it just makes no sense to me. This is a cover up of the Epstein files, 100%, without a doubt. And I don't think there's a deal. I think it's insider trading, and I think it's just, that's what I think it is. I think he puts out these little tweets or Truth Socials, they make their little trades, and everybody makes a little money. And that's what I feel like it all is. I don't think we have a deal. I don't think we're going to have a deal for a while, honestly.
She speaks with so much grace and facts, ladies and gentlemen, because every financial institute has been reporting since this war started, Trump has made over 3,000 trades in the stock market. 3,000. And he just got his own boy that's going to be the new Fed chair. And with inflation already where it is, Trump and every rich person, all they want is lower rates, because rich people don't live off their income, people. They live through loans they take out on their assets. And the lower that rate is, the cheaper the money is for them, which allows them to cause more chaos for the rest of us so that their asses can take advantage of crony capitalism, scoop up all the assets and services and goods, and then charge us triple, double, whatever the market serves, because there's not enough left because they done scooped all the shit up. That's called crony ass trickle down capitalism, folks. That's what it's called. When what we need is a revolution where trickle down happens from the tax system, not from the capitalistic system, which is what Trump has done with this war. He's used this as an excuse to circumvent the Epstein files, partner up with war criminal Benjamin Netanyahu, who's still trying to grab more land as we speak. And at the same time, what makes me so mad, Tabitha, while we're going through all this, the average person that loves MAGA has no idea that their buddy, Benjamin Netanyahu, who they used to hate a couple of years ago, they hated him for a little bit, his country has free health care, free education, folks. You know, it's not free because the taxpayers help with it, but nonetheless, they get it. And from what I read, it's not bad. But guess who's subsidizing all that shit? Us.
Not only that, they also get a check when they have a child. Every month, they get a universal basic income after they have a child. Okay. It is, no, it's not bad at all. It's not, and it's on our dime. I didn't mean to interrupt you, but it's infuriating.
We're a team, Tab. We help each other. You jump in. You like to talk as much as I do. You feel free to jump in anytime you can. You know, this is a team effort for sure. It's pathetic, people. It's pathetic. It is so pathetic. And if you're wondering, you keeping score, what really is going on in this deal? What are the memos saying is involved in this? Well, of course, I got a video for you on that. Let's take a look at this great reporting, because the deal is pathetic, ladies and gentlemen. Pathetic.
The more we learn about whatever Trump agreed to in this memorandum of understanding with Iran, the worse it gets. Now, they haven't yet released any text to the public about this, but we're starting to learn little bits and pieces about it from U.S. officials and Iranian officials. And yes, there are differences, but the truth is starting to surface a little bit as you listen to both sides. For example, J.D. Vance was on various news stations earlier today, and he was trying to sell this disaster of a deal. First, I think it's very relevant that they're putting J.D. Vance front and center as the face of this thing. But in a very revealing moment, J.D. Vance actually sidestepped even confirming that there is a long-term toll-free reopening of the Strait of Hormuz, saying that those details would be determined in upcoming technical negotiations. Reopening the Strait of Hormuz should be the single most basic part of any deal, yet it's clear that they've not even come to an agreement on that.
Do you get the sense that this is a more permanent situation where the strait will be reopened even beyond that 60-day period?
Well, our expectation is that the strait is going to be opened in a toll-free way for the long term, and that's the sort of thing that we're going to figure out in these technical negotiations. You know, that there are a lot of very important details to figure out that we're actually going to sit at the table and discuss together and figure out a path forward on these details.
And then it gets even worse, way worse, because it appears that J.D. Vance actually confirmed this rumored $300 billion fund to Iran to help them rebuild. Vance, responding to a question about the rumored $300 billion reconstruction fund, said that's the sort of things that they could have access to so long as they honor their end of the obligation.
Walk through some of this. The Iranians are saying that they're going to have access to a $300 billion reconstruction fund. True or false?
Well, Ed, that's the sort of thing they could have access to, funded by the Gulf Coast Coalition, so long as they honor their end of the obligation.
So Iran controlling the strait, potentially implementing tolls after this deal period ends, and also Iran potentially getting $300 billion? This seems like less of a memorandum of understanding from the United States and more of a memorandum of surrender. And even at this point, not much has changed in the region. We see that the U.S. says that it will maintain its current force posture in the region for now, and a reduction would occur upon the inking of a final deal. And also, as of this moment, Israel is continuing to strike Lebanon, which is also a big sticking point for Iran. So we're going to keep following all the updates here very closely, so make sure you're following our account and listen to the Midas Touch podcast for more.
Tabitha, this ain't no memorandum of understanding. This is the damn gin and juice section. What the? Come on, man.
Listen, it's like, oops, we came over here as a distraction and it seems like we messed some stuff up and you guys aren't, capitulating to us. Here's $300 billion. Can we make it better? Like, that's what it sounds like to me. That's what it sounds like to me. It's so, this man, art of the deal where? Art of the deal where, you guys? Like, really?
The art of the deal is the Pampers that he wears. That's the art of the damn deal, Tabitha.
Ugh.
That is the art of the deal. So at the end of the day, Tabitha, where do you think we're going with this Israel-Iran thing? What do you see happening over the next month? Because remember, it's summertime. School's going to be coming back. And once we get past summer, they really going to be turning up the heat on those midterms. So what do you see coming with the kind of intelligence you have for this type of foreign policy?
Yeah. So I don't see us coming to a deal, probably not even in the next month. I don't think that we are going to come to an understanding. There needs to be a distraction. And this is the reason why, right? There does need to be a distraction. The Times reporting came out with the JD Vance setting up the meeting in the Situation Room, right? About the how to cover up the Epstein files. That reporting just came out. It just came out that there's leaked conversation recordings, right, from inside the Situation Room, and the White House is freaking out because they don't know what conversations were recorded. So they're going to continue this, and they're going to say, "Oh, we're going to have a peace deal." Just kidding. "Oh, we're going to have a peace deal." We're going to have this back and forth tug of war because there has to be a distraction going, right? It has to continue. And yeah, coming up we have the midterms, and I'm going to be hopeful and say that Democrats are going to sweep and we can hopefully get the House and Senate and get this man out of office and his whole cabinet, honestly, out of office. But as far as Israel, like if we don't get them out of our government, we could have a whole episode on how I feel about that.
Well, I'm not about to
We're
let you quit
occupied,
because
Sam.
yeah, because you are cooking right now, and you just kind of made me want to segue into something else that deals with people controlling our government, people that support Israel, and it's not just an issue with Republicans and MAGA, APAC, these other PACs that believe for real that Israel needs to have all this land because they've got to go and they're going to meet Christ on this land, that pay for the politicians we get. And Tabitha, you've heard me say this before. Middle class and poor people, our vote does not count as much as the rich people because we all get one vote, but we all ain't rich and can basically buy the politician we want and then buy the narratives we want that politician to set. And the problem we have, Tabitha, we've got too many Democrats who are centrist or liberal, not progressive, who answer to the lobbying whims of Israel. Tabitha, how can we overcome that? Because we're not going to get a whole lot of true change until we figure out how to deal with that.
Right. Okay. So I'm going to start with, because this is what I do, right? So
Right.
change happens slowly, right? When we see when they want to turn back time, they can strip away voting rights, right? They can do all the
Right.
things they want to do to turn it back, but it does happen slowly. And a lot of where we are at right now, and this might be an unpopular opinion, is the fault of us as Americans. We chose to not be active participants in our electoral process. We chose not to learn what midterms are or learn what your primaries are. Do you know how many people I talk to on a daily basis that don't know if their primaries are an open primary or closed primary based off of their state? So can you vote in your primary if you're registered as an independent, right? We have a society of people who forgot that their ancestors died for them to have this right, and they choose not to be involved because we can pick the candidate that we want, but that is going to take us being involved, making sure that seats don't go uncontested. We want publicly funded elections. We don't have them right now, but you know what you can do is if you have a grassroots candidate, you can phone bank for them. You can fundraise for them. You can make videos for them, right? Because we all do have that same one vote. We might not have the money, but we can do the work. And that's what people are missing. That's it. If we actively participated, if we got all those people that stayed home in 2024 or said Jill Stein vote, if we got them involved and had them really understand what was on the line, or get these people involved for the midterms, we're going to have numbers so big that they couldn't even try to. We have to. That's where we're at. Like, we're in authoritarianism. I don't care what anybody says. That's where we're at right now. We're seeing it. Like, we can pretend to beat around the bush, but the thing about authoritarianism is they love elections. They love popularity, and that's what happened with Viktor Orban, right? So if we look at Hungary, he ruled for what, 18 years? And they finally got him out because they showed up in numbers that they could not defeat, right? So we have the opportunity now this November to do that. And are the candidates going to be like exactly who we want? Not all of them, right? But at the end of the day, they're not fascists. And every 2 years, we can go against these people. We can run somebody against these people, and we can move our country to more of the progressive values, right? That we want to see, the Medicare for all, the universal basic income, universal, we can do those things, but collectively we've been lazy as Americans and we haven't participated. And that's why we are where we are. It's all of our faults.
When it comes to that, I think that there are so many inroads we need to make. One that I'm big on is education in schools, because one party more so than the other one likes to keep people dumb, because if you keep them dumb, they're going to need you. That's Republican Party. Not only you keep them dumb, but you keep them dumb and Christian, and sometimes you not only will they need you, but sometimes you can con their asses, because stuff that they feel in their gut is wrong, they'll just say, oh no, I'll trust this man the way I trust the Bible. He's a man of God, blah, blah, blah. The affinity effect, they'll do that. But do you think that we need to hold some people accountable for getting education in the schools about voting, about their elections, about how this stuff works, regardless of what the Republicans want to do? Because they don't want you smart. They do not want you smart. So do you feel like we need to be doing more about realistically getting some kind of critical thinking in schools and more education, not just on our history, but also on the financial system and how it works? Because that is an area Republicans love to claim they're the best at when it comes to the economics and business, but that is not what the data says. Floor is yours, Tabitha.
Yeah, we know they're not great with the economy. We're watching vanity. We watched the White House get demolished, right? Like, they're not good with money. They spend it on vanity projects. But to your question about education is absolutely yes. We need a better education system in the United States anyway. Our education system is terrible. It's whitewashed. Unless you're teaching your children at home real history, they're not learning, right? Fortunately, we have programs here where there's a lot of critical thinking where we are. My daughter's in GT. So that's the thing about gifted and talented, is critical thinking. But if she was just in mainstream classes, I feel bad for these kids. We have a literacy problem. We used to incentivize education. Do you remember? And this is I'm 40, so it's we used to get those little, you read 100 books and you would get a personal pan pizza. Did you ever get that? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I used to get that, and they had this thing where you read enough books, you get a gold medal.
Oh, or did you ever have the one where you rode in the limo with your principal?
I never read that many. Well, that was 120 books or something like that. I never got that far, but I did get a couple of gold medals though.
Yeah.
So did you get to ride with your principal?
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. But I like to read, right? But I like to read because it was incentivized when we were young, right? It was encouraged. And I read this study, and I won't get it back. So from 2010, there's been a group of people tracking from when one-to-one technology was introduced into schools, right? So one computer to one kid technology. So they've been tracking it since 2010. And the study is showing that the technology is teaching kids to skim rather than read and comprehend. And instead of changing it and getting us back to where we're literate and we're having kids read books, they're changing the standardized testing to where instead of for example, when we took our SATs, you would get a passage and you would write a essay style answer, right? Now they're 70 word little blurbs, and they get a multiple choice answer. So we've taken it out. So instead of taking the technology out of school so our kids can do better, we're conforming our children to just skim and do what the technology tells you. It's backwards. And they did the study against schools who are less funded and don't have technology, but they have books, and the literacy rate was higher in those schools.
Of course. Of course. Literally reading a book is more than just reading something, comprehending the information. You are also learning how to spell. You're learning how we pronunciate our words. You're learning how to put proper sentences together. And I oftentimes fear technology is going to take that level of just basic information away. Me and Tabitha, we typically have to go and do speeches and do these different things and functions. And behind scenes, they tell us we need to titrate our information. For me, Tabitha, they say 8th grade level. What did they be telling you?
10th.
Shit. Folks, we're in serious trouble if we don't get serious about that. That's one way we can do it. And what's unfortunate, Tabitha, the technology companies that used to seem like they were helping, they're no longer on our side anymore. They're not, because they've gotten the right cookie monster to just push all the regulations out of the way so that they can make as much money as possible, to the point, and I know this is one of your favorite white men on planet Earth. He's the richest now. He's a trillionaire, Elon Musk. And he's looking for a woman like you, Tabitha, because he want to make some more babies because we ain't spitting out enough kids now. You know, he like his women with dark hair and pretty cheeks. He like those, he like those kind of women.
I'm not white enough for him, you know what I mean?
That's true.
He likes the white.
Yeah, you're not gothic enough. Yeah, you ain't gothic enough for him, not at all. But do you feel like with technology going where it's going? Are you good? Dog's good. And Elon Musk becoming a trillionaire. What does that say about this country that we've removed regulations to allow him and others to become trillionaires? And the right wing loves to tell you, oh, well, instantly 4,000 people became millionaires. Whoop-de-fucking do. Okay. Y'all want us to throw a party for 4,000 people. Meanwhile, almost 190 million people are suffering because of this fucking president. I have a problem with someone becoming a trillionaire. We haven't solved homelessness yet. I have a problem with someone becoming a trillionaire. This country doesn't have health care for everybody. I have a problem with someone becoming a trillionaire when we don't have education for everybody, early child care for everybody. I have a problem with that, Tabitha. What are your thoughts on this man becoming a trillionaire at the expense of the American people?
Yeah, I am of the belief that billionaires, trillionaires, it shouldn't exist. I mean, first of all, like a trillionaire, the amount of money, like you're never going to spend that. Not only like do we have homelessness, but we have people who served our country that have nowhere to lay their head at night, right? Mm-hmm. We should not have billionaires and trillionaires when we can't provide school lunches, when we're cutting science, when we're cutting protections. We have a screwworm that just reappeared after being gone for 60 plus years because we cut sciences. We have diseases breaking out, Ebola breaking out because we cut sciences, right? We're cutting all these things, yet the people, which drives me insane. Like when I brought this up online, MAGA's like, oh, well, he worked really hard for that. And you are simping for a man who has exploited people for their labor. There is no ethical millionaire. There is no ethical billionaire. There is no ethical trillionaire. I'm sorry, there's not. They exploit people for their labor. You are praising a man, and I'm speaking to MAGA directly. I guarantee you're struggling to pay your bills. I guarantee you're struggling to feed your family. I guarantee if you live in a neighborhood that they don't really care about, they're going to have a data center pop up and your water is going to be trash. They don't care. Elon Musk is just like, ugh. Almost. So Gregory Bovino is my number one arch nemesis. Elon Musk, number two. I cannot stand the man. I think there is nothing good about him. And it's unfortunate because initially when he hit the scene, it was like, oh, electric cars wants to save the world, right? And then he just turned into a fascist. And now here we are.
Yeah.
He's a fascist trillionaire. That's scary.
And fascist
racist trillionaire. Yeah. A racist fascist trillionaire. That's diabolical. Scary.
I think, Tabitha, he has always been that way. But what frustrates me even more is how people like him and other rich billionaires and corporations, they fool the American people into believing that for some reason, the government tax money should go to them versus the middle class and poor. They somehow, Tabitha, they're able to fool the middle class and poor. I guess it's got something to do with God. Let God take care of you. Well, fuck, God, is God taking care of them? No, the government is doing it. They are able to socialize our tax money. And if it works, they capitalize on it. If it don't work, oh well, no skin off my back. If you're already rich, why do you need more tax money? And I've been in MAGA circles where I defend this and wind up winning them over, honestly, Tabitha, because the average small mom and pop business, they do not like to see Amazon move to their community and get $50 million tax break for 10 years when the company is already a multi-billion dollar company. When that money would be better spent given to those mom and pops who could expand their business, do some HR, whatever, some of the same things Amazon could do, they could do it. But instead, the government gives the money to the company that's already rich. How much sense does that make? Come on, MAGA.
It makes no sense. And again, people are struggling. It's amazing to me that you would rather your tax dollars not only be spent on tax breaks for these millionaires and billionaires, but these vanity projects, like I said, the White House ballroom, all these things that will never touch your life ever, MAGA.
Never.
Like never. You will never step foot in there, like ever. But you won't fund your $18, annually for food stamp for people to get WIC or food stamps, or like that's the bother to you. The military industry complex hasn't passed an audit literally since its inception, since they started auditing, and you're worried about the mom who needs formula for her kid. Makes no sense to me. None.
The sense it makes to me is this, and then I'll get ready to let you get out of here, Tabs. The sense it makes to me is Republicans have figured out that if you keep people uneducated, high on a religion, it makes them easier to control. It makes their little brains more malleable, and it makes them be able to control these people against what's their best interest. You can soothe their need by hate. These people would choose hate over food on their plate. They've got to hate somebody and don't understand where they become the beneficiaries of a lot of privileges that other groups don't have. That's what it seems like it is to me, Tabs. So
racism is expensive. And sometimes you pay with your own freedom. Like that's what people aren't getting.
Exactly. Well, they don't want to get it. They don't want to get it. I mean, they are willing to keep not having food on their plate so that they can enjoy the fucking hate that they just seen at the White House this weekend. They rather enjoy that.
Which is crazy because, like, we're going to be okay. Like, everything's going to be okay. We've planned for this administration. Those of us who saw this coming planned for it. We know what to expect. It's MAGA that's going to suffer at the end of the day because they believe everything this man says. I don't remember the exact quote from Viktor Orban, but it's like, when your government tells you not to believe what you see with your eyes, like that's the greatest manipulation, something along those lines. I'm kind of paraphrasing, but it's like, that's where MAGA is. They don't believe what they see with their eyes anymore. They're so manipulated. And I do believe religion's in it. They think this man is a Christian. They look like that's how brainwashed they are. They look at him and cheated on every wife, cheated, lie, steal, all the things, everything that is against what Jesus would do. Like if y'all read the red words, I don't know if you guys only read the Old Testament, but like if you read the red words and you want to live like Jesus, that ain't Trump. Like I don't know how they're fooled into thinking this man is a Christian, but religion brainwashes people.
100%. 100%. I mean, when I don't understand how, I get how they come to that conclusion because oftentimes the people we deem as our earthly heroes, if we know that there could be something bad about them, we just don't even want to hear it. I mean, Trump has about the same thing in common when it comes to Jesus Christ as hookers. Ghostwriters for his book and God. That's about it. That's about the only things he's got in common with Jesus Christ. And people don't want their racist hero to go down. They don't want to see that. And so they are willing to, with all ends, go down with it. And there is a mental disorder associated with that, Tabs, for people who they don't want their bubbles burst, and they just fight tooth and nail to not let it go down. And then when they do finally figure it out, there's another time period where they've got to heal and get some help to even come back to life when they realize that they've been taken advantage of. It's kind of like escaping a cult. Basically, is what it is. It's what it is. So,
it's
folks,
absolutely a cult.
It is definitely a cult. This has been a joy. I hope we can get Tabitha to come back to be a Monday guest. So smart, so educated, so talented, such a hard worker. What is going on your channel so that the people can know what they can look forward to when they come see you on this page right here? And again, fellas, don't be DMing this girl. Okay.
Yeah, so I go live on TikTok every morning, 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Outside of that, I will be in DC from the 23rd to the 25th, speaking on Capitol Hill for the Dobbs Day decision and speaking to congressional leaders about the overturning of Roe v. Wade and the effect that that's had on women. Yeah, I'll just be out here working, trying to make the world better. You can keep up with me there. Same name on Instagram, and I'm working on building my YouTube channel up. But yeah, I appreciate you so much. This was so fun. I loved this.
Well, folks, we're going to always be bugging her to come back because we're trying to help her build her YouTube. And I told her that these videos can cross-section both. We can go live. I'm trying to help this young lady because she's got such talent when it comes to being able to express what's going on from a political standpoint in layman's terms or in jargon. And folks, I know a lot of y'all love to look at her. So let's just keep this thing 100. Okay, this is Lamont After Dark. Okay, we're gonna keep this thing 100.
You'll make me blush.
Oh Lord, please be sure to subscribe, folks. Her link is in description. Until that next Sex is Hell video, we're out.
Somebody's bleach blonde, bad built butch body. Somebody's bleach blonde, bad built butch body. Somebody's bleach blonde, bad built butch body.